So it looks like we have a rat problem again.
Not another one. I just keep losing them.
Then later on, a couple more dead ducklings. Ah, what in the world are we gonna do? We got the cat. We got traps we're setting up. I think the problem's bigger than I thought it was. With homesteading and farming, the chances are pretty good that at some point you are going to encounter mice and or rats. And this is especially true if you are raising livestock, because they absolutely love livestock grain. But you know what? I've heard of even non-homesteading regular people having encounters with mice and rats. So I don't know if anyone is technically immune from dealing with them. And over the years, I've definitely had my fair share of personal encounters with mice and rats. They have eaten up all kinds of things here on the farmstead. They've eaten up my chicken food, my dog food, and even random stuff like this bucket here. They can be a nuisance. But I have learned that there's a number of things that you can do to reduce the chances of having them around. For starters, have your areas clean and tidy, at least as much as possible, because rats and mice, they don't like open areas. They like to hide and get into areas where they can stay protected. So if you have things like tall grass, keep it mowed. If you have wood, cardboard boxes, clutter, and other things, clean it up. In the spring, we were doing our spring cleaning. Actually, it was in here. And as we were cleaning, we came across a number of baby rats. There's more. Lovely. Sorry. For the good of everybody, let you go. This is where the show is no longer G-rated. Here we go. One found one. Another one found one. It's so crazy how they run around with something. It's like, I got it, I got it, I got it. Just another example that chickens are not vegan. And in addition to keeping areas clean and tidy, another really important thing that I have learned to do to reduce the chances of having rats and mice is to remove their access to food sources, which can be a really difficult thing to do with having a homestead where you're growing food. But if you have things like food scraps, making sure that they're properly tended to, put in the compost, fed the other animals, put in the trash, whatever. But probably the number one thing is, as I mentioned earlier, they really like livestock food, is to make sure that that food is in containers that they can't get in. They will eat through buckets, as I showed you earlier. They will eat through all kinds of things. But if you put your food in things like a galvanized garbage can or chew-proof buckets and barrels, that makes a world of difference and hinders them from being able to get into the feed. And when the discussion comes up about rats and mice, the number one thing that people suggest is cats. Keep cats around. And cats can be really beneficial. But having a cat doesn't mean that there's a guarantee that you won't have any mice or rats, because not all cats will deal with the problem. Out of the 3 cats that I have, only one of them is great for keeping rats away. But sometimes the problem can be bigger than the cats can handle. Or maybe the cats just say, I don't feel like dealing with that. What do? Next thing is, people will use traps. And I've used all kinds of traps on the farmstead. And after doing all those things, I've had my rat problem under control. Right? I did. I've had it under control. Until those jokers have gotten desperate lately. Out of all my years raising chicks, ducklings, baby turkeys here, I never had them do what they recently did. Those crazy jokers got inside my chick brooder and started eating some of my baby ducklings. Oh, there's a mouse or a rat in there. And yeah, oh, that's terrible. Duck head there. How in the world? Actually, we have 2 rats or mice in there. In the bottom here. Let's see if we can pull the drawer open. In the drawer. Yeah, there it is right there.
One came out.
Where at?
It went to the back.
It went down?
Yeah, I can see a hole.
You see a hole back here? A little gap? Where it kind of got in there? Jumped out of there. Alright. There's no way it could have gotten in there. Look, maybe. I don't have any idea. Looks like maybe it just ate the body and didn't get the head through there. So I got to thinking that maybe it's just that brooder that they can get into a little easier. So I put them in the big brooder behind me. Oh no! Man! Not another one. They did. They did it like this. Alright. This is a toy lizard, but pretend it's a rat. So what was happening was, underneath here is wire mesh just like right here. So what was happening was, the rats were climbing under here and then reaching their little claws through and grabbing my ducklings and ripping them apart. So I was like, alright, I gotta really do something about this. I can't take these ducklings out of the brooder. So what I did was I put wood on top of the wire mesh in the brooder so that those rats couldn't get their little arms through there to get my ducklings anymore. Then I put pine shavings on top of that. Then I was like, all right, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So we've been doing all this other stuff before. I need to upgrade my rat trap. Recently, I got this rat and mouse trap with counter bundle from Automatic Trap Company. It's an automatic trap that's poison free and is quick kill. And the trap was easy to put together. And let's just test it here to see how it works. Woo! Whoa, look what it did to that rat's face. Man, I can't wait to do it on the real one next. And as I began to set up my trap, I poured out a little bit of pre-feed and smeared it around the trap, just to entice those rodents and give them a taste of what they're in for. And with the rat trap all set up and ready to go, the rats came out and they were pretty curious. And then, bang! We caught one. No messy cleanup, just had to discard the rat. And I love that this trap is automatic, poison free, and quick kill. So we left the trap out again, and then bang! We got some more. Quick and easy. And between my cat Miyagi and this new rat trap, we have been knocking out rats like crazy. And one of the things that I've learned through all this is that I need to keep a trap set up ongoing. Not here and there once we have a problem, but ongoing. And with this new rat trap, I don't have to worry about setting it up, putting bait in there all the time because it's automatic. Just set it up, and then if the rats are there, they'll take the bait, boom, knocks them right out. And the cleanup is super easy. Sadly, prior to upping my game, it's pretty devastating the amount of ducklings that I've lost. But since stepping it up, we haven't lost any more. And now that the ducklings have gotten bigger, we just moved them outside for the first time. Thankfully, we haven't lost any more ducklings to the rats. Whew, glad we're through that. Now it's graduation time, everybody. Alright, come on. And we go. In we go. Yep. The feeder. Got it, you're mine. So, what's the lesson for today, class? The lesson is to keep the rats at bay. There's things we need to do from day to day, like keep areas clean and tidy, restrict their access to food sources, have some cats, and use some traps. And a trap like the automatic rat trap that you can just leave set up, hey, makes a lot of sense to me. Until next time.